Kyle here from All Media Reviews. Not gonna do a. I got a lot of stuff I haven't shown. I tried making a video and it didn't come out entirely. So I got some stuff coming in the mail. Hopefully to update some stuff on vinyl and been a lot. Since Record Store Day, last video I published, Joyce's birthday and some other stuff. But the one thing I probably could tell about, just this isn't really going to be highly detailed. Maybe some of my aspirations for it too is I created a new Instagram page for what I'm calling PROG-ART-ROCK-CLIPS. Clips, sound clips with albums. It was a few weeks ago, and the thing is, I wanted it to be something that I wouldn't have to require a lot of work and time for, at least at this point. It was partially, influenced or inspired by a lot of these short videos that people have been making, women especially, not just women, but mostly women, the ones I've watched, that are just like lists, music lists, and stuff like that. It's like, well, what about my stuff? Even there's been a few progressive rock lists in there. Um, Gosh, we don't need you going through your mother's monkey stuff. Um, and so I just was like, all right, for the library on Instagram, copyright, no worries, because they're already covered from copyright concerns. And so what my sort of expertise and tastes, of course, that's on this YouTube channel and the blog for all these years. This progressive art rock, or I used to call it college rock, college pro, whatever. And it's just art rock, art pop, art folk, chamber rock, indie tronica, math rock, post rock, the whole umbrella and the stuff that influenced it, and power pop and everything like that. And so doing the clips, the thing is, not everything is in their library. So I might eventually do more with it. That's one part of it. But for now, I'm just doing like an album with a one sample clip a day, kind of going back and forth. Although the truth of the matter is, the large bulk of the ones I would share for the specific genre, the subgenre, the style, umbrella style, would be the large majority, not all of it, obviously, but would be from the 2000s and the 2010s, mostly 2020s to some degree. Um, but some of it's not in there. It's like the more I like Supertramp's, even in the quietest moments, not in Instagram's library. So certain things are kind of surprising they're not in there. And then there's other things like Mutt Yumu's Ilya's record from 2008 is in there. So, um, but I might want to do more. Again, it's a matter of time and investment and work with it. Especially on this, at least doing on where I'm actually filming myself, or I'll film on my phone and show the record, show the album. Things like Apes and Androids and Call Florence Power and in there, and a lot of the self stuff's not in there. There's a lot of stuff that's not in there that I would just do my own version of it. The only real concern would be if I play a clip, because the whole point of this, largely the point of this Instagram page, is to play the quote unquote audio clips or clips. Maybe they'd end up being a video of me filming on the phone. So I don't know. It has potential. In a way, it might be some level of a precursor to the podcast that I've talked about and done really much for. One other kind of thing to, it's not really an announcement because I don't want to spoil it too much. I could, I guess. So, yeah. What happens on May 18th? It used to be May 17th every year. Well, it's the remembered day of the loss of one Kevin Matthew Gilbert. And so this year, in the year 2026, marks 30 years since his passing on May 18th, which May 18th is a week from today, or no, it's the 19th in the morning. is the would be a week from today. Today would be the 11th, but I did a video. It was like 11 years ago. I want to say it was the summer of. I don't remember what it was. It was inspired by Cover Killer Nation's little theory about what if this band didn't break up or something else. Maybe he did it with certain people that died. Was what if Kevin Gilbert was still alive? And I had a really nice comment on Instagram a couple months ago asking me about that. They liked that video, although I know people got they didn't love. You're obviously gonna get your negative comments. If it reaches enough people on YouTube, which most of my videos don't reach enough people. But anyway, that it could be updated. I think it could be. I think there's some things I could do with that video. So maybe I'll end up doing something, and that's a week from the 18th of May. So the belief that I would make that video like an updated version. There's a couple of main things that I have in mind for that idea, but I need to spend some time, and I probably need to write a script. The fact is, like, doing the podcast idea, even doing maybe some of these YouTube the shoot shorts on Instagram, script writing. I am a writer, but it's like I don't know how. I don't know. I guess the bottom line is with when you write something out, you have some kind of semblance of an idea what you're gonna say. Even though I like to do stuff like ad lib and wing stuff, but anyway, yeah, my look is to try to make that follow up, updated, whatever. Second thoughts in 11 years later. What if he was still alive now, 30 years after his passing? What would Kevin Gilbert, and even you could say to some degree, I didn't even think about that. What's happened in the last 11 years with the music industry to some degree. What's happened in music in terms of style and genre, what's popular. Not so much that, but also what's happened with the way the music is made and distributed and people that do it now. I'm going to have to kind of spend a little time at it if I can find the time. I'm sort of, very consumed by a lot of my social activities and other obligations and responsibilities, but including this weekend. But I hopefully can figure out a time to try to put something together and hopefully get it up by next Monday, the 18th. If not, then sometime by the end of the month, maybe. Hopefully by the 18th. So anyway, yeah, that's it. I'll leave a link to the new PROG-ART-ROCK-CLIPS Instagram page. Bunch of people found it. I just sort of advertised a little bit for it, but it could become something I do a lot more with. But for now, it's just instead of showing the image on Instagram on my main All Media Reviews page, I'm actually giving people the ability to sample a band or an album they might not know of, or even just hear one that they haven't listened to in a long time, or that they just like hearing or whatever. So, and it's fun. It's a fun little exercise, a little bit like the podcast idea, but the podcast idea is going to be a lot more detailed. So, but anyway, thank you for watching, though, and we'll see you next time.